Hi! Oh my gosh. Welcome back, everyone. Okay. So, without further ado, let me grab BluE. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's go here. Then we're gonna go here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Was it me? It was me. Alrighty then. Okay. So we're gonna send invite so we can do this properly. Yes. All right. I think we're here. Well, hello, everyone. I am feeling a lot of BluE today. All right. So, we can see the home. Yeah, I'm going to scoot back some a little bit. Okay, I guess. Here we go. All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Blue Twin Flame podcast, or vlog. At this point, let's just dive in, okay? All right. So I'm going to begin each vlog with the following quote, which is a theory that sums up this twin flame journey. For all of you that do not know what a twin flame journey is, or how it relates to certain people, if you care to know, take it how it resonates, first of all. But follow my YouTube. Okay, because I will be documenting my journey, not just on here, but also on YouTube. So, I definitely will advise you to follow my YouTube. That's LONUE, Lonue, the one exception. Lonue, the one exception. One exception is one word. ONE, capital XCEPTION. One word. One exception. So I will begin with this, which is I'm going to begin every theory with this. I'm going every video. The journey to finding the twin flame isn't about finding someone else. It's about becoming consciously aware of both your masculine and feminine energies, creating this alignment that leads to synchronicities and a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. And it's this heightened awareness as the core of what makes a twin flame conscious or connection special. Okay. So I talked about that in my last video. So if you have not checked that out, I advise you to go check that out now. Okay. But in this episode, I want to focus on feelings. Okay. The twin flame dynamic and feelings and how it relates to feelings. So the reason why that's a theory, first of all, is because it's ever evolving and changing. The twin flame dynamic is still new. And I know it doesn't have the best connotation right now, which is why I'm implementing the BluE flame, the BluE twin flame, But just so the BluE twin flame can have something different than be its own entity, not its own entity, because I don't want to separate it from the twin flame journey, but I already know the connotation that it has. So if I say BluE twin flame or just say twin flame, they're both interchangeable, but one just from BluE's aspect. Okay, it's just from the aspect of BluE. My theory. Okay, so if you agree or disagree, feel free to comment in the back, or not in the background, comment down below. Excuse me. Confirmation burp on that one. So if you want to add, what your impression of the twin flame journey is, I'm more than ears, but I will be talking about my interpretation of that journey. And from there, okay, going back to feelings. Okay, so The feeling of the twin flame journey is a emotional roller coaster. Like literally, it's an emotional roller coaster because it's, I mean, it's life, you know. And then you're getting to know a higher version of yourself, a different version of yourself, um, which is everyone's. I mean, like everyone's life journey is the same thing. This is everyone's life journey, you know. Finding a connection with yourself, your higher self, with a spiritual connection to something outside of you. Okay, that's like the journey of life, you know, aside from living, but that's a part of living, is to getting to know the spiritual side of you as well. So for those of you that associate with this concept, the twin flame journey, you're finding that outside of you. So a lot of common, in the next episode, we're going to talk about misconceptions of the twin flame journey. So make sure you tune in for the next episode. Okay, because we will be talking about misconceptions of the twin flame journey. But one of the misconceptions is that you're looking for a soulmate outside of you, the ideal person. That means it's one of you, so there must be one other person out there who matches your energy. Okay, so I'm here to tell you that that other person that matches your energy that you're looking for is actually yourself. Huh, surprise. So like a lot of people want to say God, which I personally like to say all the above. Most High, God, Mother Nature. You can fill in A through D with whatever you want, okay? So it has nothing to do with me, nothing to do, but I'm just gonna say E because I'm all inclusive and just want to include everybody. So I'm gonna say E. You can fill in A to D with whatever you want. So having that connection with E, all the above, the one above all, the Most High, whatever you want to call it, but having that connection is one of the bases of living. It's finding that connection because you find something greater than yourself. And a lot of people look for that outside of themselves. So like, for example, if I want to find people or I when I what's going on in this journey that I'm on, this journey that I'm sharing, this twin flame, I could not find one place that correctly depicted or identified how I felt or wanted to express what a twin flame journey was for me. So I decided to make my own channel that talks about that, you know. So let's share what I know. So, are you frozen? Okay. So sharing what I know, I did not find that in another person. So I had to look at myself. So now when I go back and watch this video of myself talking about my twin flame journey, that is my twin flame, because you are your twin flame, but it's not necessarily you are your twin flame because you are your man, it's a walking paradox / contradiction in itself. So you just bear with me, okay? So the feeling, the twin flame feeling, the twin flame journey, the feeling of itself is like this. Well, go back and watch the previous videos and it will catch you all the way up. But as far as that goes, the journey in itself is the connection you make with your physical. Okay. If we all keep in mind that we're all made of energy, masculine, feminine energy. Masculine energy is the thought, your idea. So when you have a thought or idea, and I'm saying this every episode because it's going to be true every episode unless it changes. But when you have a thought or idea, that's your masculine energy. I thought about putting blue makeup on half my face. That is the thought. Now, when I execute that, oh, I forgot I have headphones in. Interesting. But now when I execute that, that's an example of my feminine energy, because this physical plane that we live on Everything here was created, from me to you, this phone that you're watching me on, YouTube that you're watching me on, Facebook that you're watching me on. It all was created. So the physical plane, what you see, is all a reflection of what's in here, right? So the me in here wants a blue face. So I put the blue face on half of my face because it's half of physicalness. It's half of me. The other half is spiritual. So that's where the twin flame dynamic comes in. It's the half that tells you to do this, and it's the half that actually does it, or at least the half that tells you to do it, and then the half that actually does it. Okay? So if your thoughts make up half of you, then what you do makes up the other half. Then this physical plane that we're in is the other half. And that connection you make with yourself in your physical. So synchronicities occur when things that seem like a coincidence happen too often. And when you're on the twin flame journey, these coincidences happen more often. These synchronicities, they happen more often. Some say miracles. You know, for example, I may sneeze and then the next lyric of the song might be bless you, or someone on TV might say bless you. Okay, but I sneeze and that person is not talking to me, or are they? And that's when you have the twin flame connection. More stuff like that happens more often. You start realizing that your outside bubble, or what you see, like your what is it? Oh, not heroic field, arrow. I forgot the word. But your personal bubble, this field that encompasses you, that makes up this energy. Okay, like I can see what's around me, right? Oh, I can see what's around me. So this makes up my consciousness. So the twin flame journey is realizing that you have two consciousnesses. It's your conscious, your conscious is split into two. It's the conscious in your mind, and it's the conscious outside of here, outside of your mind. But it's still your mind, because your mind reflects your inside. So like, if something looks dirty, your mind says that's dirty, clean it up. And then you go clean it up. So now it's clean. So now it was clean in your head, and now you reflected that energy back to you. So now it's clean on the outside. Okay. And when it's coming from you, like inside your head, it's a cleanup, right? That's not too crazy. You clean it up, okay. But when something that's in your energy field says clean it up, like I was just thinking about cleaning that up, and then someone on the TV says, clean that shit up, or not clean that shit up, but like it says clean up. It makes you want to, it's like, whoa, like I was just thinking about cleaning up. That means your energy field, what's out in your energy, is matching your inner dialogue. Because there's the outer dialogue, is what you say. Your outer is the okay. There's an inner dialogue, what your thoughts are, and there's an outer dialogue. Outer dialogue is what you feel, because you can feel on the inside. But like the outer dialogue is like the sensations you feel from this physical plane. That's part of your outer dialogue. And that's what the twin flame journey is. It's realizing that you have a consciousness in here, and you have a matching twin consciousness outside. So only people who relate to this, or who's open to understanding and understanding this, will stand on this. When you stand on something, you stand on business. That means you understand, and understand on something. So you just stand for it. And this is what I stand for. I don't know what you stand for, but I stand for the twin flame journey, because this is the journey that I'm on. Okay? I'm a huge stand. Stand up. Stand. I stand and stand. Okay, but anyway. So, when you watch a video, that video that you're watching is now in your energetic field. When I say something profound, it's in your energetic field. And now your okay. When I say energetic, I mean energetic, like energy, energetic. Okay. But if I say energetic, like INNER, energetic, and then outergetic, just bear with me. Outergetic, I just made that up, but as far as I know of, I just made it up. I never heard outergetic before, but like the outergetic would be the energy outside of your body, and energetic, INNER, will be the energy inside of your body. Okay, but when you're on this twin flame journey, you realize that both those energies are still you. Are you here with me? It's still you. So like, and this is why I put both of me on here, so it's better to understand. So like, there's two of me. I am speaking currently from my higher self, and I'm talking to you. You, right there. I'm talking to you. You meaning both of you. I'm talking to this phone, and I'm talking to this phone. I'm talking to my feminine side and my masculine side. I'm talking to feminine energy, masculine energy. Okay? But then when I stop recording and go back and watch this, both of me, because I see both these screens, if I go back and watch this video that contains both of me, okay, when I go back and watch this, I watch it from a different aspect of where I'm sharing it from, because when you're watching it, it's coming in from your physical, but then you're dissecting it from your inner. So you're interpreting it, or what is it, input, and then you're dissecting what's going on, the output, like in your head. So when it comes back to feelings, okay, and this is why feelings are everywhere on this journey, because at first you think you're crazy, like what's going on here, like I mean, like these synchronicities are like I remember. Okay, so the first time I actually remember this going on is when I took shrooms. I would take shrooms, and I remember myself having conversations with the TV. Like it's like I mean, I'm asking questions like, am I on the right path of life? There's just asking these profound questions like, what? Who am I? Who am I? But like these are the type of questions that I'm asking. And I remember, okay, when I started the shroom trip, when I started my shroom trip, I was listening to music, right? And by this point of this trip, I'm no longer listening to music, but somehow, because when you're on YouTube, a lot of times they play the next video when you have the autoplay on. And I want to say at this time, I don't even know autoplay turning it off was an option, because this was a few years ago. But the autoplay was on. So somehow the music that I'm listening to, it autoplayed, and next thing you know, by the end of the night, I'm watching reruns of Mad TV. Don't ask me how I got there. I don't know. I was on shrooms. Okay, I didn't touch anything. I was just listening to music, and then one thing led to another. Next thing you know, somehow, I don't know how, but I ended up on reruns of Mad TV. And and I don't remember skit. It was a few skits, because this was going on for a while. It was a few skits. I know it started off with Stewart, and whatever Stewart and his mom, whatever episode it was, I forgot, but they were literally talking to me. Okay, like it was answering all my questions. But like this is clearly recorded years ago, because Mad TV doesn't even come on anymore. First of all, so it's not even the show doesn't come on no more. How they ended up playing, and it's playing at the exact same time to answer my questions that I'm asking. Like, this is crazy. But I just chucked it up as me being on shrooms. Okay. Then it progressed. So there was a few other times where I was on shrooms and I would ask questions, and whenever I looked up, whatever I looked up and saw at the time of me asking, it gave you my answer. It gave you my answer. So then fast forward a few years after that, then I had another download on shrooms a few years before that talks about energy. Ooh, that's another conversation. But so fast forward a few years ago, I'm in a relationship, right? And my ex and I, when this crazy shit started happening, because like it's been times where like I said, like I would say something and then like the sound, something around me will just coincide with what I'm thinking or with what I'm saying. So excuse me, so birth confirmation. So my ex and I, when we saw this, whenever this crazy shit would happen, we would just be like, oh, that's that circle of life shit. You know, that's just the inside joke that we made up. It was like, okay, when we see, you know, okay, I now know they're called synchronicities. Okay, go and look up the definition of a synchronicity, just so you all can have it. Okay. So synchronicity, the simultaneous occurrence of events which appear significantly related, but have no discernment. Has no discernible casual connection. Okay, a simultaneous occurrence of events which appear significantly related, but have no discernible casual connection. So, like the fact that Mad TV cut off, well, not cut off, but no longer on TV, and I'm watching reruns. Okay, and then the fact that I'm watching reruns, and now like I'm on the shroom trip, started off listening to music, and now these reruns are on, and now I'm asking questions to the universe, and the universe is responding, and that's what happens, and the universe responds. You are your universe. You are inside your universe. This body that you're in, you're inside your universe. So, hold on. Let me go back here. So, jump the mirror. Okay. So we'll pause on reflections. That's another episode. Reflections is another episode. So we'll wait on that. But since you have these synchronicities, these uncommon, they just seem unrelated. But then you start, like, when they happen so often, it's like, okay, is it me? Is it you? So for the longest, I thought it was a relationship. I mean, I wasn't associating it with me being on shrooms, because after the relationship, I'm not on shrooms no more. Well, I mean, like, I've probably done shrooms during the relationship, but when, like, I wasn't tripping on shrooms when it started peaking. It started happening more often. So I associated it with my ex. So I thought, like, this is a crazy connection that we share. Like, this is crazy. Like, why is all this, like, we must be meant for each other. We have to be, because like this doesn't happen with everyone else. And now that we're no longer together and I still see the shit happening, it's no longer you. Sorry, ex. It wasn't you. It was me and my journey that was on. And for all I know, everyone's on this journey. I don't know. I'm just documenting what I do know to help the next person. Okay? Because I did not have this to watch and understand what the fuck is going on. So that's what's been going on. It's a twin flame journey. And it's me becoming consciously aware of the conscious awareness of my universe. And if I can do this, I'm assuming everyone can. But people call it different things. Or I guess, I don't know what people call it. I just don't know what I call it. Okay? It's me. So, back to feelings. Okay. Okay. So, This is why it's an emotional roller coaster. This whole journey has been an emotional roller coaster because you think you're going crazy, okay, and then you think that, like, is it me? Is it you? And then what society tells you, you know, talking to yourself is crazy. No, because, like, when you think about it, and that's something when you don't think about it. So when you think about what you're saying, you're giving thoughts to what you're saying. So that's your masculine energy. But when you flow out and you're not actually thinking about what you're saying, it's just coming out just like, bleh, like you're just throwing up words and you're not actually thinking about what you're doing. That's when you're in touch with your higher self, your God self, your God, the E, all the above. That's when you're in touch with E, all the above, because you're no longer thinking about what you're saying, but you're actually just allowing it to flow out. So it's not really you thinking about what you're saying. It's just you saying it. But you saying something isn't necessarily you saying it. It's E, all the above, saying it through you, because you are a conduit for the universe. You are a transmitter for the universe. For E, all the above. E, all the above, wants to speak through you, and it uses you to speak through. And then when you're channeling other people, or you hear other people that's in your energetic field, that's when you are able to understand, and stand in general. The fact that other people that are in your energetic field, when they say something, the God in them, the E, all the above that's in them, is also talking to you. And when you pick up on what they're saying, you are on that twin. That's when the twin flame journey, when you're knowledgeable on that, because you start noticing that more often. Other than that, it's just a coincidence. It's just, you know, something you blow off. You're not realizing that the fact that, like, when you're on this journey, it happens so often that you start communicating and you start having a dialogue with these energies, the energy and outer G. Okay, where did balloons come from? Hey, balloon. Oh, we can still do this. Yeah, I guess so. They said it stopped. Anyway, I don't know how the balloon started, but it was, but like something like that. Okay, the balloon's going off. I didn't do it on purpose, but it went off at the right time. Again, hand clap to the slow clap for the universe. Thank you, BluE. BluE, be Lord. Let me tell you, this is, man, you can't make this shit up. So, like, that's why it's an emotional roller coaster also, because you start off thinking you're crazy. What's going on? Is it just me? Paranoid. Now I was like, oh, what's going on? Then, like, how are you going to, how are you, the people out there who are watching you? Okay, so now I'm talking to you. I'm no longer talking to you, meaning I'm not talking to me, because I've been talking to me. You see how comfortable I was? I got real comfy just talking to me. But now that I'm talking to you who are watching right now, how do I explain to you that my inner dialogue matches my outer dialogue? And when that happens, crazy shit happens. And how do I explain that? You don't. You don't explain it, because I don't care about what you think. I'm just sharing what I know with someone who I know, which is you. That's crazy when you think about it. I don't have to explain it, because by me telling myself this, and that's all I'm doing. I'm just telling myself. I'm documenting this for myself, just so I will know. And then whoever is meant to know will watch this video, and it will show that when you go with the flow, you can never get enough dough. Man. And see that, and that's the crazy thing about life, because E, all the above, is everywhere. It's not just in what we say, it's how we say it. It's how you interpret it. Again, it's a consciousness, and if you are aware of it, the beauties of life is so much better. But you have to get to a point, I guess, because I went through trials and tribulations to go through this. You know, like it took time, and I'm just trying to figure out who else is Who else gets this? Who else? Like, it's not just me. I'm just the only one sharing it. I guess. I don't know. Because a lot of people say, you know, and that's the thing. People are still looking for the answers outside of themselves. So if you look up what a twin flame journey is, and this, you know what? Let's look this up. I just Googled earlier. We're going to Google twin flame meaning. All right. A twin flame refers to a spiritual concept describing a deep, intense soul connection between two people, often considered to be the other half of your soul, essentially mirroring each other's strengths and weaknesses based on the idea that one soul can split into two separate bodies. Okay. Because shit gets so real. Okay, look, listen, let me... One more time. For those in the back who does not have Google, okay? Excuse me. A spiritual concept describing a deep, intense soul connection between two people, often considered to be the other half of your soul, essentially mirroring each other's strengths and weaknesses based on the idea that one soul can split into two separate bodies. And what are you watching? You're literally watching one soul split into two bodies. Now, granted, to do that, it takes two phones. It also takes modern technology to be able to even show you what I'm talking about. And I don't need to show you what I'm talking about. The proof is in the pudding. Because this is what I have already been talking about. Even when it comes down to the reflection, or say it mirroring each other. I said earlier to the next episode, not the next episode, but we're going to talk about reflections. Okay. So we will discuss the mirror aspect later. But this is a mirror aspect, you guys. This is. Because the same eyes that I'm watching, that's recording me, you're watching through your eyes. So it's literally like a reflection. It's like going through my eyes. I'm seeing it. I'm talking through. And then you're receiving it, okay? But if I have an inner dialogue that matches my outer dialogue, and the outer dialogue, again, is what you feel. You know, like when you walk outside and it's cold and you get goosebumps, that's a part of your outer dialogue. Because you're still interpreting what's going on around you. Excuse me, burp for confirmation. You're still interpreting, you're still digesting that it's cold. You feel that. So now your brain knows it's cold. Your brain doesn't feel it's cold, but the things that's on the feelings that's on your skin, the nerve endings just in your skin, contacts the cold, and now you start to shiver because the skin is telling your brain that it's cold. Okay. So your inner dialogue matches the outer dialogue. Okay. But it takes time to catch up. It takes time. I don't know how long it takes. It takes really, like, for you to realize something, it takes, like, it's just a split second, you know? And if we're all made up of energy and you're able to get confirmation of how you feel by looking outside of you, and that's a lot of times why people feel like honestly, that's why I feel like ghosts come in, or spirits, or what people think. It's the fact that, like, there's something in your energetic field that's trying to get your attention. Okay? And, like, when you're aware of this connection, let's say if you have a twin flame connection, if someone wants to get my attention, my twin flame, my other consciousness, my other half, my, you know, like what if, like, they say, you know, your brain is half, you use half your brain for one thing and one for the other. What if like half the brain was thinking, and then like the other brain was literally for thinking outside of here, like your physical? You know, it's just something to think about, which makes it a theory. Okay, so it's an intense connection, which this is an intense connection. Like me connecting with you, you listening to me. This is an intense connection. Look, I literally colored half my face. That's how intense it is. Yes. Between two people. Okay, and that's another thing too. So we're gonna end it on there. Between the two people. Because it doesn't say two human beings. A person, consciousness makes you a person. I don't know what makes the definition of a person. Okay, a category of used in a classification of pronouns. That's the second definition. The first definition, a human being regarded as an individual. Okay. A human being guarded, let's say, no, being regarded as okay. A human being, no, a person is a human being regarded as an individual. Okay, doesn't mean a human being. It's just a human being regarded as an individual. So this human is being regarded as an individual. And when you're an individual, you work as one. Individual one. So when your right and left sides of your brain works in unison together, you are now an individual. And you're not thinking for someone else. Someone else isn't thinking for you. But what it takes a human being to perceive a person as being a human being, because you don't have to be a human being to be a person. Okay, because if we had alien races out there, those alien races, you can say that person, but they're not a human. They're not a human being. So if our being is one, like this being is one, okay, again, physical. We're in the physical world. So this being is one. But if we're working with a higher self, something that knows more outside of you, let's say extraterrestrial, okay, that's inside of your head, okay. Just shout out to the Meet Dave. I just watched Meet Dave last night. But you have your mind is another being. Your physical human being, one being, and then your mind. Put those together, that makes one. It makes one. So back to a person. You don't have to be two human beings. So if a twin flame dynamic is two persons, two people, two persons, or it can make up both the hemispheres. You know what you're saying. All right, you guys. And now it's time for so long. But I'll sing just one more song. Thanks for doing your part. You sure are smart. You know, with me and you and my boy BluE, you can do anything you put your mind to. Okay? I love you. I love me. I love us. I love we. And I will talk to you guys later.